Welcome to the Jefferson Dollars for Scholars 2023 Awards Program. I am Clay Davies, the 2023 Board Chair. I'm a commercial banker at Bank Plus and a volunteer for Jefferson Dollars for Scholars. I want to tell you a little bit about Jefferson Dollars for Scholars because that way you'll know how and why we're giving you what you're getting today. We're part of a national organization called Scholarship for America. There are chapters all over the United States, but we're the only one in Louisiana. We rely on the community support, partnerships with universities, and all of our donors, including each student participating in the school drive, and large businesses and foundations who you see listed on our programs and placards. So thanks to all of you in the audience and in the community who are part of Jefferson Dollars for Scholars. On the back of our program today, you'll see our QR code, which I'll hold up on the back, and with that, provided to us by a guest speaker, that takes you right to the donation page, so please feel free to, small donations are well accepted too. While we are saying thanks, I'd like to ask our board members to stand up so we can thank all of you, please, that are in attendance today. And especially our Executive Director, Lisa Conescu, and our new Associate Director, Elena Pinn, for their dedication to helping students. It's more than a job to both of them. Today we're talking about education and opportunity and the importance of the link between them. We're also thinking about Jefferson Parish students and your families. We want to. The Jefferson Dollars for Scholars is here for all of you. All the things we do all year culminate at our annual awards program. But before we announce our scholarships and awards, we're welcoming some important leaders today to congratulate you. First, I would like to ask Jefferson Parish Councilman Scott Walker to say a few words, please. Scott.
Hi, everybody. Happy to be back with you again this year. Last year, looking out over the same room, saw a lot of similar faces, staring opportunity in the eyes, ready to tackle their future and embark on some great things. And I see that again with this group. Congratulations with what you've accomplished. Congratulations on where you're headed next. And congratulations on whatever you may do in the future. In Jefferson Parish, since I've been on the council, something that's been very close to me and something I've focused a lot on is education, the future of Jefferson Parish, and early childhood education. You know, you have to start early, and we have to get our students at the youngest age so they start off on an equal footing with everybody, regardless of financial background. Your financial background should not impact your educational background. That's something we need to put a big focus on in Jefferson Parish, and we have done that for the past several years on the Jefferson Parish Council. But as far as you're concerned, look where you are. Look what you've done. This is tremendous. I mean, you've achieved, you've overachieved, and you've believed in yourself. No matter where you are in life, nobody is going to believe in you more than you believe in you, right? I mean, you have to be the biggest believer in yourself to achieve the things you want to achieve in life. Don't ever, when you go off to college, pigeonhole yourself into a corner because of what your major says you should be or what other people think you should be. I'm a perfect example of not doing anything you're supposed to do in any sort of proper way or right way. I went to college, majored in radio, television, film, worked in TV, quit that job, opened a PR firm, also opened up a donut shop in Old Metairie, and then ran for public office. So I did not follow the typical script. And I encourage anybody that I talk to, any young group, to look at this next opportunity as the door wide open. You can do whatever you want. And what you're thinking about doing right now may not be the thing you're doing in 10 years or 20 years. I was in TV for 23 years. I tell you what, I've had more fun in the last 5 years since I've been out of TV than I ever did in those last 23, although that 23 did serve me very well. So I encourage you today as you go forward, after you collect your hardware and have everybody cheer for you, as you go forward and you embark on your future, be a little bit crazy, bet on yourself, and believe in yourself because, again, nobody will be a bigger cheerleader for you than you. Best of luck down the road, and I hope to hear great things about you all coming back to Jefferson Parish and helping our parish be great in the future. Thank you for being a part of our parish and doing great things.
Thanks, Scott. Moving on, now we want to introduce our major sponsors whose contributions we appreciate and rely on for our good work. To offer congratulations, we have 7 letterhead sponsors, which means they are major sponsors and provide $10,000 or more to our program. We would not be here without their support. Atmos Energy, Leah Obi, and Atmos is she's going to come and say a few words. Atmos is a scholarship sponsor, as you'll see in a few minutes. Leah is on our board, and Leah will give us a quick brief explanation of Atmos and how they help.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Atmos Energy, we are pleased to be able to invest integral resources back into the communities that we live and work in. At Atmos, as part of our Fueling Safe and Thriving Communities initiatives, we are thrilled that our contributions will go towards fueling bright minds and sustainable futures for our children as part of Jefferson Dollars for Scholars scholarship program. We believe that by identifying simple, clear paths to achieve goals and get results, we stand true to our communities, shareholders, and to each other. We would like to congratulate each of the award recipients and know that they will continue to make their families, friends, and communities proud. We are honored to be a part of this 30th year celebration, and we look forward to all the advantages and opportunities that will be made possible through our continued partnership for the future.
Capital One Bank, Julie Delsa and Tiana Teal could not attend, but send warm congratulations. Capital One sponsors most of the college laptops that you see up here, so I want to thank them. Cox is our new school drive sponsor and also the host of today's reception. Cox has always been a major sponsor, and representing Cox today are Christina Sari, Troy Roussel, and Vincent Morenos. We invite them up to say a few words. I believe, Christina, you're going to say a few words.
Good afternoon. Jefferson Dollars for Scholars is celebrating its 30th anniversary, and Cox is proud to have supported their efforts for at least 2 decades. By expanding access to educational opportunities, the Dollars for Scholars program aligns with our mission to build a better world for future generations. Jefferson Dollars for Scholars has awarded 6,000 students with scholarships totaling $30 million. And the success of the program is reflected in the alumni who are now doctors, engineers, nurses, architects, researchers, and IT specialists. With so many bright students and families in the room today, I did want to take a moment to mention Cox's Connect to Compete program. Since 2012, Cox has been dedicated to helping families access the internet through Connect to Compete. Qualifying families with school-aged children can take advantage of affordable internet for $9.95 per month. This is a terrific resource to help students do homework at home and apply for jobs and college as well. Cox is honored to partner with Jefferson Dollars for Scholars. Congratulations on celebrating 30 years of success, and congratulations to today's scholarship award recipients.
From Energy, Patrick Hamby is our representative and board member. I believe he's not available today, but we do want to thank Energy and Patrick for all his hard work, and they've been a sponsor for 30 years, so appreciate that from Energy. Our newest sponsor is Lakeside Shopping Center, and Lisa Manzella and Aaron Graham are here for the very first time. If Lisa and Aaron, do y'all want to say a few words, please?
Good afternoon. On behalf of Lakeside Shopping Center and the FILE organization, I just want to express how excited we are to partner with Jefferson. I want to see Lisa. Jefferson Dollars for Scholars. We as a company understand the importance of education in our community. So we look forward to following your paths to success, and we wish you all the luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much and welcome to what we hope will be a long and gratifying investment. Lastly, we have the Southern Eye Bank, that would be me on that board as well, as a scholarship sponsor, and we see clearly the importance of supporting some of the many pre-med students who receive awards today. Next, the Patrick Taylor Foundation, Byron LeBlanc's Foundation Chair and past Chair of Jefferson Dollars for Scholars. The foundation funds our test prep classes, and we're already set for the fall of 23 to have national merit classes at Patrick Taylor Academy and Thomas Jefferson Academy. I don't think he's here, is he? Good. Okay. Next, it is my pleasure to invite Chief of Schools, Mr. A.J. Pethy to offer congratulations from Jefferson Parish Schools. AJ, I'm sorry if I butchered the name at all. I've got Thank you.
I've heard it said many ways, so that was pretty good, actually. First of all, I want to thank Jefferson Dollars for Scholars. Somebody mentioned 30 years. That's outstanding. For 30 years, they're supporting students in Jefferson Parish Schools. So I do want to thank everybody, as well as all the sponsors that are in attendance today. You know, the mission of Jefferson Dollars for Scholars is really to expand educational opportunities for our students. And you see that not only in scholarship opportunities, but summer camp opportunities, but also test prep opportunities. So there's so many things that Dollars for Scholars provides, and we're lucky to have the chapter in Louisiana that's dedicated to Jefferson Parish students. The other thing that's important to know is all they ask from Jefferson Parish Schools is to have drives at their school where you contribute $1. And you know, as a former principal, you have a dress down day, students will bring $1, probably more dollars than that, and that funds many of these opportunities along with our sponsors. So I want to thank our students and our staff for doing that as well. And really, students, when you look around the room, you see your family members here. And I want you to right now turn around or turn next to them and say, thank you. Everybody do that right now. We know all of you were successful, otherwise you wouldn't be here today, but that success didn't happen by itself. And it didn't happen, you're not the only one who was responsible for that. Your parents and your caregivers are there with you every step of the way. So we want to thank you for doing that, and I know you appreciate that as well. The other thing I want to recognize is this week is Teacher Appreciation Week. What better time to celebrate Dollars for Scholars at the same week as Teacher Appreciation Week? So I know you congratulate all these teachers that work hard every day to support you in the schools. So I want to also recognize our teachers as well. When you think of Jefferson Parish Schools overall, we always start with the school board, and we have one of our school board members here today, Ms. Chris Fortunato. Please stand and be recognized, and thank you for being here today. It starts with our board leadership, and we couldn't do the work we do without their hard work, dedication, and support of us in the school system. So thank you for that. Also, one other thing I'd like to do is, we mentioned all the hard work that's happening here with the students and the success that you're achieving. Well, when you have success and our teachers have success, the district overall has success. So I want to give you a little bit of statistics on that. In 2021, Jefferson Parish was one of only 20 school systems that showed growth. Remember, we're dealing with the aftermath of the pandemic, and we were still able to achieve growth. And that's because all the people in this room, as well as everyone in our schools. In 2022, we saw the largest growth in 10 years in Jefferson Parish. Again, it's a result of hard work that's in this room. We also led all large urban school districts in our district performance score in the entire state. We also have the top 4 schools, the top 4 of the top 10 schools in Louisiana reside in Jefferson Parish Schools. And many of those students are here today, so thank you for that as well. Also want to recognize there's many schools in our district that have been nationally recognized this year, as well as recognized by the state for the exemplary work they're doing with our students and showing growth. And 81% of our schools showed growth from the last school year. So again, that means that we're not only successful, but we continue to build on top of that. And all that is just to say, we're just gotten started. And this is going to continue throughout what we do in Jefferson Parish Schools. And then finally, I just want to again thank everyone in here, because we come together as a school system with our parents, with our students, with our teachers, and the only way we can achieve success is by everyone coming together. So I want to thank you for that. And lastly, for the students, Dr. Gray always gets up here and says, I know you're going to do great things, right? I know you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be an engineer, you're going to do great things in society. Also think about being a teacher. That's a great profession, and we need great teachers because that's how you're going to achieve success. And lastly, I would just encourage you to come back to Jefferson Parish. This is a great place to live, a great place to raise kids, and with you being so successful is going to continue to add to our growth. So once again, congratulations to our students. Thank you to all the sponsors and Jefferson Dollars for Scholars. Have a good evening.
Thank you, AJ. Next, I'm going to turn this over to our Executive Director, Lisa Konescu, who will now start presenting awards. And Lisa, all yours.
Thank you. Thanks, Clay. Hey, everybody. Glad to have you here with us today. I think everybody looks happy and healthy, and we're together again. So those are 3 good things to get us started with the afternoon's activities. And every year feels special and unique in its own way. And this year, as you've heard, is our 30th anniversary. And it was our hope and our goal to reach the $30 million student impact. We were very close last year, but as of today's presentations, we will have exceeded $30 million in student impact. And so, it's a red letter day for us as well. And it doesn't mean we've raised $30 million. We're just a small organization. But we work with the colleges around the state, and we work with legislators to give the Tulane Awards some years, and we have sponsors for laptops, and we partner with camps, and we have this wonderful chemistry going, and it all adds up to over $30 million. So we're very excited about that, and so this is a wonderful time to share that with you. We are, as you've heard, we kind of feel that we're opening the pathways, and you take it from there. And whether you're going to a camp this summer or a college this fall, you are opening your own pathway, and I am happy now to introduce you to somebody who was on your side of the table a few years ago and is back now with us as our alum of distinction this year. Ben Bartolome is a graduate of Haynes and Yale, and we've been communicating a lot on email, and we've gotten to know each other. He was born here and raised in Gretna, the oldest of 4 children. To Puerto Rican and Filipino parents, he grew up low income, and through a lot of community support, was fortunate enough to go to Haynes and graduate in 2012, and Yale and graduate in 2016 with a degree in chemical engineering. And a little like Scott, after graduation, he worked in finance and as a data scientist with the Navy Federal Credit Union. So he took his degree and expanded it and benefited from that, and that is the world's largest credit union. And now he's co-founder and co-CEO of Walkthrough, a social impact startup that makes financial planning and wellness accessible to everyone who wouldn't have access otherwise. He also serves as the youngest executive officer on the Yale Alumni Association's Board of Governors. I'm happy to introduce to you Ben Bartolome, our alum of distinction for this year.
Yeah, thank you for that introduction, Lisa. Oh, wait, can you help me bring up my presentation?
Can what?
I'm messing with you. There's no presentation. I'm kidding. You have enough on your plate. So yeah, thank you for that warm introduction. It's a pleasure to be speaking to you all, though I must say it's a little bit surreal. I consider myself, only a decade older than you. And though I still myself only I still often get mistaken as a college student. If you think about it from the lens of that I'm like 50% older than you, maybe I actually do have some wisdom to share. But all of that is said with, take anything that I say here with a grain of salt. As you'll see in the rest of the conversation, I'm still very much figuring out things on my end. So I want to share 2 stories with you. I'll share more of my personal story, which Lisa did a lovely job of highlighting, and then I'll share another's narrative that should provide an interesting comparison for y'all to think through. So I was born in New Orleans at Touro Hospital, if there are any other Touro babies here. And I was raised in Gretna, right in front of Livaday Middle School. And I went to Geraldine Boudreaux Elementary, went to Livaday's for 6th grade, and was there, I met a teacher, Miss Patrice Ariati, who pushed me to apply to the only magnet school in town, which at the time was Haynes Academy over in Metairie. That was the first big transition I needed to make academically. Most everyone there on the East Bank was here, and I was starting off here. And to give you a little glimpse of the academic transition that needed to happen, when I was in 6th grade at Live-A-Day, I took 6th grade math. Surprising, I know, very normal. When I made it to Haynes for 7th grade, they put me in Algebra 1, which is 9th grade math, almost certainly a clerical error. And as I went about that class, if I was there in person, fighting to catch up and stay afloat, I would be able to squeak out A's and B's on the test. And if I ever missed class, like for an orthodontist appointment, I had braces at the time, which have given me the charming smile you see here today. If I had missed class, I would actually fail like the next test that was around the corner. That's how tough the struggle was to keep up. It ended up being the case that by the end of the course, in order for me to get an A overall, I needed to get a perfect on the final. And so, of course, your boy clutched it out. But that getting that first grade on my transcript right set me up for the subsequent academic success that was to come. Execution there was imperative. Growing up, my mom had student loans that very much impacted a lot of the finances that we had. And she had us commit very early on, us being myself and my 3 siblings, that if we were to go to college, we would either go for free or we wouldn't go at all, because we weren't allowed to take out loans and we couldn't afford to pay for it otherwise. And so to that end, I graduated salutatorian from Haynes in 2012 and was fortunate with so much of my educational, familial, and community support to make it to Yale University. I really want to emphasize the educational support. Though when I made it to Yale, I was behind in many regards, particularly culturally. A fun fact, if any of y'all end up going to schools in the North, calling people sir and ma'am is not appreciated. They think you're calling them old. It is not a sign of respect. And so that's a nice takeaway for you to have immediately. And so and that was a second big transition for me academically. Again, many of my peers were here, and I was starting off here. But it wasn't without the advocacy of so many of my teachers, some of whom are in the audience, and they know who they are, that I was able to make it that far. And though I had made it to Yale and had a full ride there, tuition and room and board are not the only expenses that students face when they're on campus. And so it was largely through the additional support of scholarships like this one from Jefferson's Dollars for Scholars that I was able to make it through all 4 of my years. While I was at Yale, I learned to dance. I'm a pretty smooth Latin dancer at this point. I participated in a lot of mentorship programs, both as a mentor and a mentee. I fiercely advocated for marginalized groups on campus, particularly first-generation low-income students, to have better support from the university. And I worked a bunch of jobs to support not only myself, but also to send money back home. One semester, I paid for my younger sister's tuition as she matriculated to Louisiana Tech. And by the end of my time at Yale, between my family and I making a final push, we were able to pay off all of my mom's student loans by that time. And that was a many decades-long journey that had finally come to its end. But my advocacy doesn't end with my family. My fight to support marginalized groups, students, and alumni, particularly in the Yale ecosystem, has led to my being the youngest executive officer on the Board of Governors for the Yale Alumni Association. As such, I routinely rub elbows with folks like the former president of universities, the former head of the NAACP, C-suite executives of Fortune 500 companies, and the like. It is incredibly intimidating, but I have found over my years serving there that my presence and voice there are very welcome, appreciated, and happen to matter quite a bit. When I was at Yale, I majored in chemical engineering, but in my 7 years post-graduation, I've worked in finance the entire time, most recently as a data scientist at the Navy Federal Credit Union, the world's largest, doing machine learning and AI for them across a variety of departments for the entire company. Over that journey, I continued to send money back home to friends and family in need, and am so blessed at this point to know that the lack of money is no longer an existential threat to my family or to me. Leveraging a lot of what I had learned at Yale, coupled with my family's hard work ethic, our income had grown to more than 6 times over from when I was a kid. My own personal net worth, with the help of my wife, was within the top 1% of other folks in my age group. And one day, I woke up realizing that I didn't have to chase paper anymore. I could finally work on problems that I cared to solve for their own sake and not for the purpose of just making money. Which brings me to my present occupation. I run a financial technology startup called Walkthrough that makes financial planning and advising accessible to folks who might not have access otherwise. It teaches folks the financial literacy that we all should have learned in high school and gives them the advice that they need to take action on in the rest of their life to get on the right side of things, so that they can not only start saving, but build the wealth that they need to be financially independent in the long run. The website, if you're interested, is walkthrough.co, not .com. The M is very expensive. And I'd love to hear your feedback so we can make it better. And that's the only plug that I'll make, I promise. Now, I want to shift to the second story, the other narrative, which should give some good perspective here. Another good friend of mine started at Yale the same time that I did. They're also from the South, and they moved into Yale by themselves because their parents couldn't afford to come with them. While their roommates and their respective sets of parents deliberated over what furniture to buy and how they would split the costs, this person had to quickly interject and say, I understand if you don't want me to use any of the things that you're going to buy here, but I unfortunately cannot contribute. I'm sorry. Thankfully, their roommates were more than welcoming and accommodating in that situation. And it was true. That person worked so many jobs over the course of their time at Yale that, in particular, in their sophomore and junior years, in order to support themselves and their family, they had more jobs than they did classes. And it wasn't because they were neglecting their education. This all came to a breaking point in the spring of their junior year, when one day they hit a wall. They were beyond exhausted, shattered is probably the right word, and they didn't have the energy to pick up the pieces. They actually would have medically withdrawn from Yale to recover, but Yale's policies at the time were too expensive for them to come back. You had to take 2 classes back locally, wherever you were from, and in order to prove that you were academically fit to come back to campus, and financial aid didn't cover those courses. Unable to afford the time and space they needed to recover, they dropped down to the minimum number of classes they needed to remain a student, quit all of their jobs, and called their parents sobbing, saying that they couldn't afford to contribute financially anymore. Their parents consoled them and reassured that, we've made it through before, and this situation would be no different. They still somehow graduated on time, and post-graduation had a decent job that enabled them to send money back home to their family again. At some point, after many years of recuperation, they realized that maybe they had had enough of the corporate grind and wanted to try and set out and do something for themselves. They run their own small business now, and at some times, the company's growth looks like it's just around the corner, and at other times, it looks like making sales is like swimming through molasses. They know that their company is solving an important problem, but do they have the right solution? Do they need to pivot to a different approach? The uncertainty is weirdly familiar, but is a feeling that they'd love to shake altogether, especially considering that it's been over a year since they've last drawn a paycheck. I was really grateful to my friend for allowing me to share this narrative with you. I'm in close contact with them daily, and if you haven't figured it out by now, the person in the second story is me. Both stories, the first and the second, I've intimated here, are true. My hope in sharing both sides of my reality is that things are not always as they appear. They are not always as they seem to be. How much more complex and nuanced is the actual picture, and how big is that picture to come? Lisa's introduction of me, my much-hyped deep dive thereafter, and my perfectly coiffed hair, as you see me now, are the Instagram version of my life, where we tend to post only the most beautiful pictures and neglect to mention that we've taken 5, 10, 20 blurry photos or off-center ones along the way. The second story shows the other side of how I feel on any day, both the highs and the lows, but it actually acknowledges the lows. And that is essential because, as you all know, the journeys that we're on and that we're taking are not always so easy. Let's take some other examples. Looking at the past century, we can point to the Great Depression, World War II, the Vietnam War, stagflation in the 70s and 80s, the Cold War, and 9/11, which I think takes us through roughly to when y'all were born, which is a little bit incredible to say. And so are things as bleak as they seemed? Was the bigger picture more nuanced? During that same time, we also had the end of segregation, the then longest peacetime prosperity or economic expansion in American history, the birth of computers, the internet, and mobile devices, which has ushered in and progressed the information era that we now see ourselves in. We can also reflect on recent difficulties that our generations have faced: the pandemic, inflation, bank runs, geopolitical uncertainty, wars abroad. Our generations are the first in American history to be worse off than their parents were. We will likely spend decades trying to understand how the pandemic and the snap transition to remote learning has deeply impacted the long-term learning of your generation and the ones to come. And I know that you can all attest to the effects yourselves. But are things as they seem? For every threat that we face now, there are still somehow positive stories to be found. Global poverty continues to trend downward year over year to single-digit percentages. Despite the war in Ukraine, these are still largely the most peaceable times in human history. Our societies are the wealthiest that they've ever been, and we have the opportunity to continue to use novel technologies to push for a better life for us all. You only need to look at ChatGPT and continued advancements in generative AI to see how quickly the world is changing, for better or for worse, and it will likely fall to us to decide which direction that these technologies take us in. And so, at every point, we need to ask, are things what they seem? What's the bigger picture here? And being comfortable with, one, the picture is probably pretty complex and nuanced, and two, we sometimes can't see it now, only in hindsight, but we should still try. And this is not to put even more on your shoulders. I'm sure that y'all have plenty of uncertainty already in your life. You have enough with just college. What clubs will you join? What are you ready for your classes? What friends will you make? Yet despite all those questions, I can promise you that there are other students not in this room who look at you and wish that they had gotten this very scholarship. Are you savoring this moment as a celebration of everything that you've accomplished? Or are you already thinking to the next thing that you have to handle once this event has ended? With each anxiety that passes, each problem we overcome, we tend to breathe a sigh of relief and look to the next problem. Appreciate this moment for what it is. Understand what you can see and observe around you. Breathe it in and still try to look beyond, because the picture is likely bigger than what we can capture ourselves. I unfortunately don't know all of your stories, and I hope to learn some of them in the reception after. But you have likely pushed past numerous difficulties to make it to this point, and you are still here. You stand to graduate from this chapter and to start writing the next, and every person here in this room believes in you and what you will make of yourselves. However, I'm unhappy to say that the hardest is still likely yet to come. But beyond every obstacle, every pain, comes comfort and joy. And even now, you've accomplished so much already. I hope you can look back on your journey, reflect on the various anxieties, understand that things were not as they seemed then, and that they probably turned out just fine. Either way, I cannot wait to see all you will do and create for our communities. And I am already so proud of all you have already achieved. Savor this moment, enjoy the journey, be authentic, and share with folks both the ups and the downs along the way. Thanks for listening.
And when I've said to Ben, you are really an incredible human being, he says, I don't really think I'm that special. I do. I think we all do. Ben, thank you. This is for you. This is your certificate as our alum of distinction, which we hope you will enjoy having. This is a gift to take to those meetings at Yale. So you feel,
I can be fancy.
yeah, you can be fancy.
Thank you.
And this is a little Saints souvenir Ben lives in Philadelphia now, so we need to send a little Saints love up there too. So, thank you. And he's also co-chairing our 30 for 30 alumni scholarship drive, asking scholarship alums like himself to contribute $100 a year for 3 years so that we can fund more scholarships to give to the next classes. And so hopefully next year we'll have that in place. And he's co-chairing it with Laura Deckelman from, who's a realtor in state. So, and Ben lives in Philadelphia now. So we wish him every luck, every success. And I was just thinking today, we've had 3 alums of distinction, and they've all been from the West Bank. So, what do you think? Right. So, even though he went to Haynes, he's a West Banker. So anyway, we're super proud of him. I hope you feel inspired, and I hope you enjoyed his remarks. So now we were going to start with our preparation to give out scholarships, and I'm going to introduce Bob Eberman, who's our education chair and vice chair of our board. And Bob has
I would like to have one more round of applause for Ben, just for the stories. So that begs the question, who will be the next Ben in this group? Think about it. Who is getting a summer award and wants to come back in a few years for a college scholarship? I will tell you a little secret. What we can do for you depends on what you can do for us. Hopefully, you each participated in a school drive at your school. Hopefully, you knew that it was for Jefferson Parish Dollars for Scholars. So what you did by having a dress-down day or an ice cream sale or a dance is this. You sent us funds so that we can give summer camp awards, test prep classes for college admission, laptops for students going to college, and scholarships for college. And you let us go into the community and say, you know, the students in Jefferson Parish support us and raise a lot of money for our programs. So we hope you will too. And that is to all the businesses and all the sponsorships possible in Jefferson Parish. Collectively, you have raised $20,000 so far. So collectively, the Jefferson Parish school family is one of our biggest supporters. Highest funding school is Phoebe Hurst Elementary. Thanks to Jackie May. She could not make it today, but she has been through these events before. She has many years of experience with the school drive. Second place, right behind them, is CT Gen A Elementary, where Jennifer Guidry and Angela Diamond, first-time coordinators, did a great job and had a good time. Where are they? Are they here? There they are over there. Did you have a good time? They had a good time raising dollars for us, and they are already planning for next year. We need you to come up now. You'll be up here for a while, so yeah, they will. They're going to go stand over there. Ladies. Now, both schools raised over 300%. That's 3 times their population in dollars for the use of the scholarships. That is excellent. Thank you so much. You need to stand over there. Who wants to talk? Good.
So as you were told, this was our first year running Dollars for Scholars. We enjoyed coming up with some fun ideas to collect money and getting our Blue Jays to participate. We had numerous dress down days for holidays, Saints dress down days, and other activities like Friendship Friday hugs. We did the envelope collection as well. Also, when Angela and I decided to do this, we knew it was a cause that was near and dear to our heart. I was a Dollars for Scholars college scholarship recipient. My daughter has received 2 summer camp Dollars for Scholars scholarships, and Angela's son has received 1 as well. So we definitely know the benefits of this program and set our goal of 3 scholarships for our school. Surprising ourselves, we surpassed our goal and are so thankful to our wonderful Blue Jays and their families for their support this year. And we also want to thank our administrators, Ms. Miles and Ms. Pierce, for allowing us to host all these different activities for our school family to raise the money for Dollars for Scholars.
Is someone from Phoebe Hearst here?
Please come up, thank you.
I do not know that.
Thank you. I just want to give a shout out to Miss Jackie May. She does an outstanding job. I believe we may have been #1 last year as well, so I'm going to give that plug to Phoebe Hearst. She does a great job for our students. She's a wonderful first grade teacher, and I know a couple of times she's come to me over this past school year wanting to do fundraisers. So if you're here representing a school and you want to contribute to a great organization, do some dress down days. That's the key. My son, who graduated in 2017, received a Dollars for Scholars scholarship and was able to use it to attend Delta State University. So it's a great program. Phoebe Hearst fully supports it, and thank you for the recognition.
Okay. You have seen us do this. We have given them thank you gift cards for participating and for coming out as high as they all both did. You know, it is not unremarkable that we talk to or have teachers or someone who represents a school that has had a scholarship either for college or for the camps. It is simply gratifying for us to know that we have their support and that we have your support to carry on after 30 years. So thank you so much and congratulations to all. I would like to call all of the enrichment students and coordinators who are here to come stand up front, over here, to your right, so that you will have a short walk to the stage when your name is called. Please do that now. I get to continue talking just for a minute. You are going to receive your award certificate, and congratulations, and then please stay on stage so we can have everyone up here for a round of applause. If you are here and we don't call your name, please talk to Miss Elena. We blame everything on Miss Elena. And she will be sure we call you up too. Your school gets a certificate too if you raised $1 or more for your school population, and we will ask you to deliver those certificates to your principals tomorrow. Some schools haven't selected their students. They will, and we will welcome them. We are going to ask you to tell us about your summer. We will email a paper to your parents and ask you to complete it so we know if you had fun and think other students might like to go there next summer. My favorite's always been glass blowing, but I understand there's theater, STEM programs. all kinds of stuff. So enjoy the summer, those of you going to camps. So I need those coordinators and that to move over to this corner now so we can get it set up to give you your certificates. Thank you very much.
Okay, kids, we need you all over here so we can start. We're going to call the schools alphabetically. And our first school is Airline Park Academy. And our recipients are Olivia Brown, who's going to NOMA, New Orleans Museum of Art, for camp, and Linda Hulse, who's going to Camp Invention. If you all are here, okay, and you can come up as we call you. From AC Alexander, our recipients are Eveleth Munares and Melena Ruiz. And Melena's going to Archbishop Chappelle Camp. And it should be a lot of fun. Our girls always love that camp. Our 4 students from Audubon, we have 4 students from Audubon because we received a planned giving gift. We received a gift in the will of a former principal's aunt, and we promised that we would always give 2 extra scholarships to Audubon Elementary. So the 4 students from Audubon are Grace Astoria, Scarlett Galvez, Carlos Urbina, and Sophia Vergara. From Alice Burney, our recipients are Campbell Barnica and Matthew Eskander, who are going to the World War II Museum. And the person who's the head of the education program at the World War II Museum now is also a former teacher in Jefferson Parish and a former scholarship recipient. And she's especially excited to have 2 of our kids coming. And for future reference, I believe it's in high school, she takes kids to Normandy during the summer on a fabulous trip. So that's something to look into too. Okay, from Boudreaux Elementary, our recipients are Linda Imanez, Ann Lynn Paz Garcia, and Keldon Usson. Keldon is going to NASA camp. I think he's going to be our future astronaut. Ann Lynn is going to Academy of Our Lady, and Linda is going to Mount Carmel. Okay. From Chateau Estates, our recipients are Janelle Santiago and Jamila Santiago, both going to Academy of Our Lady. From Clancy Majuri, Julian Trochez is going to Country Day Creative Arts Camp. We have a partnership with Country Day, and they reserve 2 scholarships for kids in our program every year. So it's a fabulous program, and it's a very expensive program. And we've had this partnership for a long time, and we're very excited when students can take advantage of it. The other student who's going actually got it last year and saved it for this summer, so we're filling both of our spots. From Lionel Collins, Arbrell Collier is our recipient. From C.T. Janae, our winning school, we have 4 wonderful recipients. Nathan Flores, who I think has COVID and is not here today. We hope you're watching. Mackenzie Landry, Minka LeBlanc, and Jacob Pineda, who are all going to Academy of Our Lady. Great. Ellender has not named their recipients yet. J.C. Ellis has not. Estelle Elementary has selected Javon Ankar, who is going to, you all can come over this way too, so we can spread you out a little bit. Okay, would you come over here? Thank you, sweetie. And we'll spread everybody out. And while Grace King does not get summer camp recipients because they get college scholarships, they did raise $1,200 for us this year, and that was wonderful. From Green Park Elementary, Mia Osaba is the recipient, and Mia is going to Energy Venture Camp. From Harahan, Kevlin Duarte Figueroa is our recipient and is going to Jefferson Performing Arts Society Camp. Congratulations. That's another camp. Actually, a lot of the camps have partnerships with us so that our kids can do more than our allotted funding would do. They go to 2 weeks instead of 1 week, or we get special rates so that our kids can participate. Hazel Park hasn't named their recipient yet. From Phoebe Hurst, we have 4 students, and they're not here today, but they've been selected: Eddie Ortiz, Kayla Quintanilla, Luis Zuniga, and Emma Folgar Ortiz. Jefferson Elementary has not selected their camper yet. We want to thank Thomas Jefferson, because also a high school that's raised funds for us. And since most of our scholarships go to high schoolers, we really appreciate your participation. From Johnson Gretna Park, Avery Lutz is going to Audubon Zoo Camp. Avery, are you here? From Metairie Academy, Zanab and Jana Muqtadir are going to a program that we don't know yet, but we'll find out, and we will treat to it. And here they come. From Joseph Moscona School, our recipients are Isabella Berryhill and Amanda Britez. Pittman hasn't designated their recipient yet. Ray St. Pierre hasn't. And from Rupel Academy, Jordan Peterson is going to the Boys and Girls Club. And Solus has also not selected their recipients. So we will have more students to come. And I think we have another student here who's Logan Downey is here. And Logan, what school do you go to? Ray St. Pierre. Okay, there we go. Is there anybody else here who came for a summer scholarship? I mean, I want to go to space camp. And I want to go to NOMA. And it's so fun. It's so fun. The moms and I always talk about what we wish we could do. But we hope you have a wonderful summer. Look for our email and then tell us how you did and what you did and how much fun it was. And if you recommend it, because next year we'll probably have another group of students up here. And we want to know if you think we should offer that camp again next year. Will you help us out? Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Let's get some pictures. Miss Cynthia's going to tell you how to stand so we can get a couple of pictures for you. Okay. Okay. School. Okay. Ooh, I don't want you to get hit this way. Okay. Yeah, if you didn't get your certificate yet, they're at the other side. Whoa, we'll never get everybody in here. Can we scoot down on this side too? Logan, let's get you in front, sweetie. Can you come? Great. Perfect. That'll be just fine. You see how leadership just emerges. Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming. Have a great time. Okay, you can go sit down now. Thank you very much. And just remember, a lot of you all have said, you know, we've had people who go from this award to the next award. So we'll be looking for you again. And we're about to do a college scholarships, and we're not doing them, we usually do them in alphabetical order, and that means Xavier's always last, and we're not doing that this year. So we're doing them in random order. And I'm going to ask the board members, my board members, to come stand up and greet you all as a receiving line here. Cindy, can we have you and Mildred? Great, fantastic. Yes, we're going to, yes. Okay. So, fantastic. All right, so we're going to get started on the college awards. And just for the business of what we do, we pay your, oh, we have another? Okay. We will send your scholarship money to your school in July or August. And we do it by check. If you have a school that says you can only pay online, please let me know as soon as you find that out. Then I'll probably need your student ID number and that kind of stuff. But we pay by check, and we will send it in well in advance of whenever their deadlines are. That's for this year. For next year, and when you renew your scholarship, we're going to send you out an email, and we're also going to post it on our website, because you need to send us your transcript and fill out an information sheet that just updates your contact information. And based on that, we will pay your next year's scholarship. So if you don't send it in on time, you won't get your scholarship paid on time. And so it's really important. Please don't do it at the very last minute, because the schools will say, oh, we just got a stack of mail, we don't know when we'll get to it. So we don't ever want you to be waiting on us, but then we have to be waiting on you in order to renew it. So we're pretty easy about everything else, but we can't renew it till we know you've been in school full-time and you qualify for renewal, which means you did your homework and you get pretty good grades. So if anything comes up, we've had kids who had to wait a semester and defer for a family crisis or something, just let us know, because once we commit to you, we're in it for you for the next 4 years, and we want you to be successful. And we're very available to you, and for phone calls or information or advice or any of those things. And as Ben said, it's not just saying sir and ma'am. If you're going to a northern school or cold school, you know, you're going to need to know that people dress completely differently, and you're going to have to stay warm, but you're going to have a great time. So whatever you do, and if you stay at a southern school, there'll be different things to adjust to. But as he advised you, just take it all in stride and make a great situation for yourself, as we know you'll do. Now, we're going to call you up, and some of your scholarships have 2 sponsors, and some of them have 1, and some sponsors are here, and some sponsors are not here, but we've got it all under control, and you just come up and we call your name, so that'll be just fine. We're going to start out with the Atmos scholarships, and did Leah have to leave? She did. Okay. All right, we tried to get in. She has a baby, and she had to pick him up from daycare. All right, well, we're going to take a picture for her of our recipients. Our 4 recipients of Atmos scholarships are Noah Robert from Haynes, who's going to Louisiana Tech, and Louisiana Tech adds additional $500 to his scholarship as well. So, and then we have 3 Loyola recipients: Mia Canfield from Riverdale, Jessica Tran from John Ehret, and Zachary Stogner from Riverdale. And all going to Loyola and receiving, congratulations, receiving the additional scholarship funds from Atmos. Fantastic. Let's go. Yes, you're also receiving, yes. And you're also receiving a laptop computer from Capital One Bank. So, congratulations. Let's take a picture for the Atlas so we can send it to them. Oh, wait, those are the wrong ones, sorry. Sorry for taking these back. You got the ones from Capital One.
We didn't even realize that, so where were they?
Where are those?
Those, right there.
Which ones?
The ones that say Capital One.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, I got to the lakeside,
Okay,
yeah.
we see.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Oh, perfect, okay.
All right, Capital One, Capital One.
Well, we almost have it all together, okay? So, okay. There you go. Okay, congratulations. Our next scholarship is funded by Dignity Memorial, and I don't think Mr. Shane is here, but they funded a 500-year scholarship to Shanae Mondal from Haynes. Who's going to Rice. Okay. These are all capital letters. Yes. Yes. And the next scholarship is, Barbara, will you come up? Congratulations. The next scholarship is from the Bruce J. Hine Foundation. And Barbara Hine-Palet is here to tell you a little bit about this scholarship. And the recipient is Dreema Patel. Who's going to Harvard. And Dreema's laptop is funded through the foundation.
So while she's coming up, it's my pleasure to be here today, and I hope you were listening very carefully to Ben's story. Bruce's story is sort of the exact opposite, the flip side of the coin. He went to Dartmouth, and he was financially able to pay all of his tuitions. But when he finished college, he was on his own. And he never forgot the students like Ben who needed help, as he didn't have to do when he was at Dartmouth. And so near the end of his life, he was lucky enough to be able to plan for the end of his life. And he said, well, what do I want my legacy to be? And part of his legacy was to turn around and say, I don't want the Bens of the world to have to struggle as much as they do. And so he helps to fund students like our recipient so that they can make the most of their educational opportunities. It's our pleasure to partner with Jefferson Dollars for Scholars. They help the Bruce Hine Foundation do their best to help students make the most of themselves. So while you're being successful, being doctors and lawyers and accountants and all of the other professions, don't ever forget philanthropy. Turn around and give back when you're able to do so. It'll make your lives that much richer.
Thank you very much. The next scholarship is being given by a retired board member and her husband who are not here today, Sun Kim and Kee Lee. Family give a scholarship and couldn't come today and have requested a photo. And their recipient is Sophia Parigi from Thomas Jefferson.
This is
That is, yes, yes. Yes, and her laptop is funded by the family as well, by Sun Kim. And congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, that's good. Their hope was to give a scholarship to someone who wanted to study international relations, which is just what Sophie is going to do, right? Thank you, okay. Good. And the next scholarship is funded by Metairie Bank and Trust, and Tammy Taffy, who's our treasurer and board member, is here to present this scholarship to Savannah Hanson from Haynes. And Savannah, Metairie Bank has funded your laptop, which is, congratulations. And this is paired with a Loyola scholarship. So, you know, if you're meeting people from other high schools who are going to your college, it's a good chance to get to say hello to each other. So, congratulations. Okay, our next award is for our Dillard recipient, and Denise is going to come forward. Miss Bellman is going to come forward and present this scholarship and say a few words. We are happy to have her here today. And our recipient is Sharday Bridgewater from L.W. Higgins.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. I want to say congratulations to Jefferson Dollars for Scholars for celebrating their 30th year, and congratulations to all of you, the high school graduates and scholarship recipients. I want to especially acknowledge Ms. Sade Bridgewater, who will be attending Dillard University. As a financial aid director, I know the importance it is to fund an educational expense. And besides her possibly federal aid, state aid, her distinguished university scholarship, we will also be providing her with a match of Dollars for Scholars scholarship. So I want to say congratulations, and we look forward to your attendance at Dillard University. And this is also a token of our appreciation. I want to say one other thing. When I got here, I was so surprised. I'm also a sign language teacher. I didn't realize she was one of my students, and one of the best in my class. So I want to say congratulations again.
That's great. It's just getting to be really a family affair today, I think. And Entergy is sponsoring her portion of our scholarship and the other entry scholarships are being awarded to, I miss Patrick because he's always here. Farzine Nafis from Haynes, who's going to UNO. Trina Trin from Thomas Jefferson, who's going to Loyola. Roy Dupart from Jefferson Virtual School, who's going to Loyola. And Noah Berbero from Haynes, who's going to Southeastern. Thank you. And let's get an Entergy picture. Sure. We need Sharday back too. We need you back too. Okay, and this we'll send to our friends at Entergy. Congratulations. Okay, now our next group of scholarships are our new ones from Lakeside Shopping Center. And we're going to ask Lisa Manzilla and Aaron Graham to come up and present these scholarships for the very first time. And we decided that these scholarships would go to students who are not attending one of our partner schools. So these are strictly funded by Lakeside. And the recipients are all students at our academy schools. And Lakeside has funded their laptops, and Mildred, you can use this stack now.
Yes.
Okay, did you want to say anything else? Okay. Okay, and these recipients are Hamza Habib, who's going to Wesleyan. Kamar Hashem, who's going to Princeton. James Lee, who's also going to Princeton. Catherine Moe, who's going to University of Notre Dame. Congratulations. David Wynn, who's going to LSU. Congratulations. You can come up. Isabel Pringle, who's going to Marymount Manhattan College. Sue Vu, who's going to Brown. Louise Wang, who's going to University of Pennsylvania. And Jack West, who's going to Stanford. So I think we'll hope some of you all enter corporate America and make the File organization and Lakeside Shopping Center proud of you. And thank you all for coming. Congratulations. We'll get a group picture for you too. Okay. So the stack is dwindling, as you can see. Thank you all so much. The Metairie Pontchartrain Lions Club gives scholarships as well. And our recipients are Nashla Arriaga from Grace King, who's going to Texas A&M, and Gopika Das from Haynes, who's going to University of Richmond. And our next group is our Xavier group. Mr. Munza? Here you are, okay. Mr. Joel Munza is the Vice President for Enrollment Services at Xavier, and I think I caught him the day before he started his job. It's been, what, for 10 days?
Yeah, it's my second week.
Okay, second week. And he honored the wonderful scholarship from last year. Xavier has offered an additional $2,500 a year for 4 years, so that's an additional $10,000. You say a few words on behalf of Xavier.
Well, I just want to congratulate all the recipients of the scholars, all the students who are here. It shows the hard work that you've put in to be able to get to where you are, and just to see where you are going to school is just so impressive. But for the 4 students who have received our scholarship, and I know you are the ones that are going to the best schools in this room here. So congratulations to all of you, and we look forward to welcoming you on our campus. We know you will succeed and will leave a legacy at our university and are going to do great things. Congratulations.
The recipients are Deviana Barrett from Grace King, Zoya Ahmed, who canceled. She got sick last night, and so she's not able to be here. Caleb Chan from Haynes, and Brandon Morales Martinez from Riverdale. Congratulations. Okay, here we, oops, that goes my earring. That's not my phone. Well, here's number 4, and number 3 is not, number 2 is not well. I'm gonna see her another day. Wait, stay here for a photo. Okay, not so fast, okay. Thank you, we hope you'll have a wonderful long time at Xavier, and we can work together for many years. University of New Orleans has offered, and I'm not sure if you all are here, offers a special scholarship to UNO for students who didn't get other scholarships, and they call it the Jefferson Premier Scholarship. And we have 3 recipients this year: Landon Long from Higgins, Win Tran from John Ehret, and Kentrell Young from Higgins. UNO offers a ton of scholarships to our Jefferson Parish applicants, and we used to announce them all, but with their different administration, they like to do their own awards, and we don't share their names, and they don't share their names. So, but many of our students are happily going to UNO and are very comfortably funded. University of Louisiana at Monroe has offered a scholarship this year to Elise Winchester from Patrick Taylor. And Elise answered our offer in about 30 seconds, that she was very excited that this is the right place for her to go. And I hope she's right. Congratulations. And so you're getting an extra $500 from ULM and a laptop from us and Capital One. University of Louisiana Lafayette offers the same $500 a year for 4 years, and the recipients are Rachel Sell from Haynes and Mia Silver from Riverdale. Mia definitely brought her fan club, right? Congratulations. If y'all don't know each other, you can meet at the reception, right? Okay. Congratulations. University of Holy Cross has, where our very first education chairman was the president of University of Holy Cross College, Father Chambers. Melinda, are you still here? Oh, she left. Did Melinda leave? Oh, okay. All right, I was going to introduce Melinda Bourgeois, who is one of our co-founders. And I was going to bring her up here to shake a few hands, too. Melinda and Kim Sport started Jefferson Dollars for Scholars 30 years ago, and Melinda came today, but has scooted out. Okay. All right, so from University of Holy Cross, we have 2 scholarships, and these are $1,000 a year for 4 years, to Vanilla Castillo from Riverdale and Brighton Powell from Jefferson Rise Charter School. We're excited. This is the first year we've had charter school recipients, so it's very exciting. Welcome and congratulations. Congratulations. And the next award is a very special award to us. The donor of this scholarship was last year's alum of distinction, Jessica Lachey Washington. And Jessica is a newscaster, a news reporter in Newport News, Virginia. And she came last year. And this is her 3rd year awarding a scholarship in memory of her grandmother. And she's an alum. She was, I don't remember when she graduated, but she was an early graduate, and she is a fabulous news anchor. And she gives this scholarship. Her grandmother was an educator in Jefferson Parish schools many, many years ago, and she's doing this for Grandma. And her grandma went to Southern, and our recipient this year is going to Southern in Baton Rouge, Taylor Williams. And we're going to introduce you to Jessica, so you'll be able to get to know her. She's a wonderful friend and on Link. And she was a very moving and articulate speaker last year, and we loved having her. And she will be very happy to hear about your award. And Taylor has also received an award from Southern in Baton Rouge for $3,500 a year. So congratulations. Congratulations. Bob. The New Orleans Central City Lions Club awards a scholarship, and that scholarship is going to Natalie Orgeron from Kenner Discovery School. And Natalie's scholarship is funded by Southeastern and a match from the Lions Club. Congratulations. Okay. 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 Yes, and let's see, Ricky Template is also here. Do you want to come for the last few scholarships? You're good? Okay. Okay. All righty, and because you could shake a few hands. Okay. All righty, the next scholarships are given by Henry and Pat Shane, who are leaders in Jefferson Parish community, and Mildred works for them, and they are responsible for all the wonderful art that is on display all over Jefferson Parish. And they have just, we try to choose recipients that match the areas of interest of our donors. And the two recipients this year are Mir Lawland from Haynes, who's going to Tulane, and Angelina Hoover from Thomas Jefferson, who's going to Southeastern. And these are both art students, and they'll be each receiving. Angelina has a match from Southeastern, and me is a standalone, and we, yes, we'll send it to the Shane. We're going to be sending you all information how to write thank you notes to your scholarship sponsors. So it's really important, and it's just the right thing to do. So we'll say, if we haven't already, we're going to send you information on how to do that. And our last group of scholarships, since we started with our board chair, we're going to end with his scholarships from the Southern Eye Bank. And the Southern Eye Bank has requested funding scholarships for some of the many of you who are in medical fields of study. And this year, we're awarding those scholarships to Savannah Blake from Haynes, Rishan Bruscastri, who's going to Emory, and I don't think he's here, and Madeline Monaster from Patrick Taylor, who's going to Louisiana Tech for psychology, and Madeline's scholarship is also matched by Louisiana Tech. So, congratulations. Congratulations. And is there anybody else here whose name we haven't called yet? Congratulations. Anybody who missed getting called up for a scholarship, or does somebody else just want to go to college? All right. Anyway, I think we've covered our awards. We have concluded our presentations. We look forward to hearing from you. We wish you all the best. We'll send you the email addresses for your sponsors. You have our email, and you can write to us or call us anytime. We're trying to text you as well, but I think we're going to stick with email for the most part. And thank you, Ben, for coming today and being so incredibly inspiring and generous with your story. And we just love having you here. We wish you all the best, and we just know it'll continue. And have a wonderful summer. Thanks to all the coordinators and counselors who were here, principals who came. You want to wave your hand so we can thank you? And fantastic, great. And we have a gift bag for you from Cox. Cox is the sponsor of the reception outside. We have a 30th anniversary cake, and we hope you will enjoy a little bite before you go. Thank you for coming, and good luck.